Welcome. Today I have a walkthrough on how to set up a Pong node. This one's an app, so you just download it and then you can run it off of your desktop or wherever. Um, First thing you actually need is going to be like a CLI wallet. So what I do is when I roll one out, I use like the Dero Foundation one, which is usually a full node. So I do that, make sure I'm rolling out on a full node, and then I switch it to it's like the MyServe, which is pretty reliable. I think this one's getting a lot of usage there, getting a little overwhelmed. So once I know I have a good one rolled out, I can always switch back if I need to re-roll out again if there's like a missing transaction or something. But anyway, so what you want to do is get rolled out and then launch your CLI wallet with this command. So you have the RPC, or you're setting up the RPC server, and then the project knows to use this port and all, and it'll connect to the wallet. So yeah, I wouldn't put much Dero in there. I'm not obviously not trying to steal all your assets or and whatnot, but who knows? Something could go wrong, right? So put like a Dero or less in there for testing, and then we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so you download the latest, then move that onto your desktop, basically. Let's see. Alright, so here's the zip. I'm going to unzip it here, and then I just start that up. So this is where you basically set your password. It'll always be the same after this. I'm using it to encrypt like the buyer addresses in the database. So basically set it, and then it's the same password to get in from here on. So that's not a very good password, but anyway, for demonstration purposes. Alright, so we got this thing started. The CLI wallet's going. Yeah, there's a thing with the username where it relies on the like the daemon, so I was having trouble connecting to the daemon, or I don't know what it was telling me. I couldn't use all the methods that are supposed to be there to check on the name, so it may or may not work. I don't know. I'm going to set it to blank because this wallet doesn't have a username on it, and I'll submit to update, and then I can register with the website, and I'll get basically a key to get in there. If you want to reset everything, you might want to save the key. What I do is I delete all my prior products and save that key, and then I can basically delete the database that it creates if I want to start over, but just save the key, and then I can put it back in here, hit submit, and then I can go back and create new products and all that. So anyway, we'll hit register. Should have a key. There it is. Alright, so we're in. Got the key. So now all I have to do is create some products. We'll start with a physical product, I guess. It'll be with like shipping and all. I've made basically this thing can handle two different kinds of shipping submissions. The front end on the website right now is still like the after purchase, where you wait for the order or the order ID from that this thing creates and sends back to the buyer, and then you can submit your shipping address to that. But I'm going to probably change it so that basically in Ingram Wallet you can have like a list of transactions, so you can put the message with the shipping address in there along with all the items you're buying, and it will link that to the order, so you can just send it all in one big transaction basically, instead of having to wait for the thing to come back. So that way people could potentially just process their transactions once a day or whatever. Alright, so we'll add a nice little picture there. Just call it a test physical kid. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so for now you're gonna yeah, you're going to want to leave this blank because it needs to send the basically the order ID back. So in the future, you could probably put some personalized out message for each product, but right now you just want to make sure this is checked and leave that blank. That way, the UUID that's generated will be in the out message upon purchase. So right now, you don't really want to mess with the API URL. This is how much, basically the respond amount, because you have to have something in there so it'll show up in the wallet transactions. So it'll send back that much. Let's say inventory 2 or whatever. Submit. Alright. And so now that you have a product, you got to add in an integrated address. So we'll do that. This is basically like buying options. So this is what will show up in the wallet. Let's say one small item. There we go. And we're charging, whatever. I'm sure that wouldn't cover shipping at the moment. But, so you could probably leave that blank. You got to choose a port still. I was thinking of doing auto assigning, but for whatever reason, it might be good to be able to choose your own ports to do some sort of sorting, or I don't know what. It won't let you mess up, as far as I can tell. It's not supposed to. So this would override the main inventory, but I'm just going to leave it 0. 0 does not override it. It means that it'll use up the product inventory first. So make that active, and we have a full product right here. So go back. It shows up in your list of products. So this is like the product level, and the integrated addresses will show up below that. So let me go to the website and see if it showed up. It may not have checked in, but basically this thing will check in every 5 minutes to ensure that the product is still there, or that you're still online. Otherwise it'll delist it. But there we go. We got one here. Alright, so I'm going to add in one more product. Let's see. Or actually, not one more product, but one more buying option to make it like a medium item or something like that. So I'll do that quick. Edit that product. Go add another address. I'll say medium item. Alright. This will be there. A little bit more, whatever. Just do same port. That'll be fine. It's just different price. If it's the same price, same port, and you have to change the port if you want to use that price, because that's how it sorts out what links to what and whatnot. So anyway, it'll warn you. Like if I try to save it like that, it should give me a warning. Yeah, alright. So we'll have to change that. Anyway, I was going to make it a different price, so we'll go with that. Now we got 2 buying options. So let's see. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll buy both of them at once. And then I'll submit the shipping maybe, or move on to the next kind of product. But, sign in, just go here. So it's not going to show me anything until I enter my address, so we'll do that. Basically the way it's set up now is you have to wait to get your order ID after you order. But what I'm thinking is maybe I'll make it so that you can get your little message here to send in along with it. You could do it all at once instead of having to wait. But right now, you submit it after the fact, after you get your order number that you enter in here. So let me copy that, put that in here, and buy one of each. Should be enough supply for that. Oops. Oh my, it still doesn't work on. There we go. I thought I fixed it on Firefox. I guess I did. Alright, so I just want to make sure the product is in there. Save that. Let me go back to the dashboard and send another one. So we'll order this one. And of course it doesn't remember. Alright. There we go. Yeah. Usually it remembers what this is, so it's not such a pain. But anyway, right now I have it set up this way. I'm probably going to change it. But, anyhow, the app supports both kinds of address submissions. So, okay, there we go. And we'll put that in there. Alright, so I'll send both of them, and we'll see what happens on this end of things. Alright, send. So what should happen is this will intercept the transaction that shows up, and we'll generate a response to the order number, and then you can submit your shipping with that in a message, and then it will show up in the records, and you'll have a record of it. Next thing will probably be, I'll show you how to set up like a digital newsletter or something, and then I don't think we're going to get into the advanced like restricted area access stuff, but like settings, there's, hey, it already went through. How about that? Response initiated, yay. But anyway, with the digital orders, if you check these, then you can send like it's basically for the web API, you can send it to your website, and you can send like an order ID plus which integrated address ID was bought, so you can link those and allow people to enter certain areas and whatnot. So it should confirm this at some point as well. But anyway, here's the record. So bought 2 items, one of each. Whoop, there we go. It confirmed. That's good. So you can go into the details of the thing, and you get your 2 items. You get your item lists. So we'll submit the shipping address, and that should show up in there too. All right, let me get make sure this thing got the order ID here. And it looks like it. Alright, so we'll copy that payload. That's the order ID. You can copy this and send a message to the seller. Alright, so this is the message. And I'm going to send it to this address. To make a little copy button or something to make that easier. And I'll use the minimum amount, and that should do it. There we go. Alright, and that should show up here in the records eventually. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a few different product types. I'll have to go over that. Alright, well, that's good to know. Okay, so yeah, the inventory went down. If somebody were to buy it again afterwards because they didn't refresh the page, it would just automatically refund them since there's no inventory. Let's go back to records and you can see where the shipping address is. So right here, it just adds that in there. And that's stored in Dero, so every time you load out like the records, then it has to go and get it from the wallet every time, because I'm not trying to save any information in the database or whatever. I don't need to. Keep it all encrypted as much as possible. Like the buyer address, that is in the database, but it's encrypted with AES encryption. So I plan on maybe encrypting more fields to like the product names and stuff. But, I'll just show you how to add like the newsletter, I guess. Let's say digital, say weekly newsletter. Whatever, yeah, something like that. So you'd put in your link for whatever edition it is. You could say, you know, Tuesday's edition. Oops. And you would just put in your link in here. And maybe you have like a ID or something, dot JPEG or a picture or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyway, that would be where they go to download it. And you probably don't want to use that, because that'll tack on whatever it is onto the end. So if you're doing like a restricted access thing, then you know, have like a link somewhere in your website, you'd have to set this like an API up, and then you'd put like a slash, and then it would append the UUID on the end, and then the website would know, you know, what order it is. And if this thing is already sent through the API, then you would know what to do with it and all that. But I'll save that for another day. So you can set your inventory, whatever, however many, and submit that. Alright, so we have the product, and what we'll want to do is still need a buying option, so now you can call this Tuesdays. Actually, if you wanted to use like the same, you can use the same address and just change the output there of the link every day. Oops. Let's say okay, newsletter, whatever the amount is, and yeah, don't need to put that in. Just need a port here, or whatever. Don't need to set the inventory per option on this one. So anyhow, now you got newsletter, and you can just change like the ID to something else the next day. Change this, say Wednesday, and then you know, ID 3 or whatever. If you have a different, if you want to use an image, just for example, or a PDF, you can do. Then you just update it like that. It would show up on the website. So then they'd come in here and be able to buy it and get the download link. It would just send that link back to them, whatever's here. Yeah, I mean, it has tokens too. All you gotta do is let's see, you could add in token, allow you to put the smart contract ID in there, and you can set your inventory. It'll also, it's supposed to check and see if you've run out, so you can't sell more than you have and cause some sort of issues. Has not been heavily tested, but anyway, you could sell tokens this way. You would, you know, put in your smart contract ID. Let's see. create the product. And you gotta add in your buying options. So you would essentially, this is what shows up in the wallet. You have your ask amount, how much you want them to pay. And so basically, yeah, you can override whatever's on the product thing, or just depends on how many options you want to have, I guess. So the respond amount's the important one here. You can do, respond with 10, it would be 10 tokens. And the ask amount, say 1 Dero, and then you respond with 10 tokens. So you put in, leave it 0. But so anyway, it needs, let's see, port. I haven't entered in the smart contract ID, but probably want to put that there if you only had one, or you could enter it in this area. Let's see. Now this won't do much good. I should probably make a thing to make sure that it's entered. Usually the smart contract ID will show up here so they know what token it is. So hopefully nobody buys 10 tokens without knowing what the smart contract ID is. But that's something for maybe the website me to work on there. I got more stuff to do on this thing. But anyhow, that's the upshot of that. So yeah, you got your basic stuff, I guess. So this is the link to here. If you want to try it out, you can always donate to me. That's me on Dero. This is like the link for the Dero Foundation, or not the link, but the launch command for the wallet to get started. So a few things to know, I guess, are like when you're editing something, if it fails, you can retry. Like sometimes the web server might be down or take too long to respond, and it'll tell you, so you hit OK to retry it. If you're deleting it, it won't allow you to delete the product because it can't be out of sync. But if it doesn't work, so you can retry it. And like with other changes, you can retry those, but it may become out of sync. But if it's out of sync and you see it on the website, it's not the same here, you can just submit it again, and hopefully the website will be working properly and at that time, and then the new changes will go in. So you can delete things. Not sure what happens if I delete it and then try to look at the records. I think it should still work. Yeah. See if it's missing any details. Oh. Alright. Cool. Yeah. That's what I've been working on. Thanks for tuning in, I guess, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. I'll be on Twitter, SiteRaiser, and I'm here on YouTube. So anyway, hope everyone has a great day. Take care.